Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the PAX Pokemon League podcast for Australia 2015. And let me bring up our guests. There are only 2 of them this time, unfortunately. So, going around the panel, let's just dive straight into it with the introductions. First and foremost is, of course, the best dressed man in the league, who you will see at PAX. So, KaKa, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm KaKa. I'm a new leader this year to the Pokemon League. Last year was my first PAX actually, so a bit of an interesting experience discovering that we actually have a PAX Pokemon League. And having discovered that, decided I wanted to get under this shenanigans and unleash the awesome power of KaKa.
Ah, yes. It's alright, last year was actually the first PAX Pokemon League in Australia too, so it's all good. And actually coming into it as a challenger was probably the best way to do it. Alright, and the other guest, some of you may recognise from last year as the creepy Caterpie guy.
I wouldn't say creepy. Come on.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit creepy.
Or from his leader art, Joker without the makeup. Powalen.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yes, my name's Ben, or Powalen. I was at the bug leader last year. I don't know how many people challenged me. There's 80 of you out there. And yeah, leader again this year, so let's get it going.
The amount of people who actually came up to me afterwards and just kind of had this shell-shocked experience after fighting you, and there's like so many bugs.
From memory, that was this badge?
That's
that's
one,
mine.
yes.
So
I think you had a little run-in with my Espeon last year.
I honestly
tell.
can't remember, I'm sorry. It's all the battles have just merged into one big long sequence over several hours every day.
Yeah, which actually reminds me, before the league actually starts this year, KaKa, I have got to give you my badge.
Yes, that
Which
is
is-
true. You did actually encounter my Jolteon from last year.
Yep, and yeah, that was a bit of a one-sided battle, so you won it fair and square.
Certainly appreciate.
Excellent. All right, so same process as normal. Unfortunately, we only do have 2 leaders. We couldn't, nobody else could make it, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's how things happen.
Sometimes we just don't get them in the traps.
Yep, we need
Well, it's
bigger...
more quality over quantity, isn't
Exactly.
it?
Or possibly we need bigger traps.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
All right, so let's just dive straight into content. We do have our showdown battle queued up for later on. And you may recognise a few pokes on this team, Pow's team anyway. Yep. But tonight's topic is, of course, your first time to PAX. For a lot of Australians, this will be their first time. It's only the 3rd PAX Australia, of course, so basically it's going to be what to expect, what to bring, things like that. Alright, so now, before we get into it, not necessarily just PAX, but how are you 2 for con experience?
I remember when the con scene really started in Australia. Well, this would have been about, 8-9 years ago now. When I went to the some of the early supernovas before they went downhill. Yeah, got a bit of a low opinion of that one.
A lot of
I've
people
been
do.
to the original AV, or not the original AV Con. I haven't been to an AV Con actually, oddly, even though I am actually from Adelaide. Been to the original Hobart convention. Done a few smashes. Been to quite a few other cons around Australia. PAX was my first PAX last year. And earlier this year, I was actually at, it was a couple of weeks ago, Gen Con in Indianapolis.
Ah,
So
very nice.
a little bit of experience.
Excellent. Now about you, Ben.
Well, my experience pales in comparison to that.
Oh yeah, so is mine.
I've only been to a handful of things. PAX last year was my first PAX as well. Also gym leader as well, so that was there was a lot of firsts last year.
Yep.
And then other than that, it's just been like I've been to Supernova a couple of times. I've been to things like the EB Expo in Sydney. That's about it.
Excellent. For me, unfortunately, because I live out in the sticks, cons aren't really too much on my radar. So PAX is PAX is pretty much it for me, unfortunately. As much as I'd like to attend some of the others, probably not Supernova though. All right. So, got to say, PAX Australia, first year was held at the Melbourne Racecourse, which it worked, but it wasn't really the greatest venue, and as is commonly said, it stank of horses.
I've heard some stories.
Yeah, like there wasn't.
Not great for horsing around.
Yes. Just puns. So, yeah, like there were lots of queues and it was just cramped and a lot of walking and blah. Last year was in the Melbourne Exhibition Centre, the MCEC, I believe it's called, for the first time. And that was a much better venue.
Yeah, it was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. So, PAX will be based in the conference centre, the exhibition centre, from now on forward. Last year there were still a few growing pains from what I could see, but this year could be interesting. It should be a lot better.
Yeah, from what I could see last year, it wasn't too bad compared to some of the big cons. I remember E3 back in Perth in 2007. That was a lot more packed, and this is Perth. Which is the most remote capital city on the planet.
Yep.
And that actually, the attendance would have been smaller, but they had a smaller venue, it was Perth. And that actually had a lot more queues and packing. And Gen Con in Indianapolis, that's just insane. They actually broke their attendance record by another 10,000 this year to over 60,000. And that was, again, super packed, but PAX is kind of close to that level of PAX from what I experienced last year in terms of, there are booths you will need to line up for and be prepared for, and you'll need to plan for. So my tip number one, carry water.
Yes, the big number one tip is water. Sanitizers are always a good idea as well, hand sanitizer, because everyone who's familiar with cons, and namely PAX in particular, the PAX pox.
Or con plague.
Or con plague, exactly, yes. So, yeah, hygiene is very important for the love of all that is holy. Have a shower. I shouldn't need to say that, but the amount of people you run into and they...
Have a shower, carry deodorant, and not just water, carry some like Gatorade or Powerade or something like that, because you will sweat. And if you're replaced with just water, you are going to still keel over. Yeah,
like the con center is air conditioned, but when you're sitting around in queues or the League of Legends crowd, it gets stiflingly hot in there. Any big crowd really, you'll want to have water and you'll want to have something to rehydrate. Very, very important. All right. Needless of course to say, but do not forget your tags. That's last year's 3-day pass. If you don't bring
still got my badges on it.
Oh yeah, so do I. I'll be doing the same this year too. Although I might need a bigger lanyard.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you got a media pass too, so there you go.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a handy one. A little bit of a long story behind that one. If anyone wants to know, feel free to ask me.
Yeah.
But I only actually got picked that up, would have been the Monday before PAX, actually. Mm-hmm. So.
All right. The other thing, of course, to bring is, aside from your 3DS and your Pokemon, bring your Pokemon, is it helps to bring a snack. From experience last year, and even especially experience with 2013, prices of food at the con are rather high. And unfortunately, last year, it's got to be said that the quality of food offered by the convention hall itself was kind of substandard.
At least there's plenty of places to go outside of the venue.
Yeah. If you actually go out the back door of the conference hall and you kind of go hang a left and down some stairs, you're in a food court. So there's that.
Though the German sausage house was pretty damn good. And if you're really, really clever, you can actually con the folk singers in there to sing all sorts of ridiculous things.
I'm going to have to try that this year.
I can't remember what I conned them to singing last year. It was either something like Amazing Horse or something other completely ridiculous song.
Amazing Horse would be great.
But if you're with a party of people who are easily embarrassed, totally get that on.
Yes. All right. Now, big thing to be aware of at PAX is queues. Queues.
Mm-hmm. Even for the smallest little thing, there's always a queue.
Yeah. Like the indie booths, the independent games booths, you can usually just walk up to them during the quieter times of the day. But anything by the big publishing houses or the big AAA titles like Call of Duty, Ubisoft, really, you're going to be queuing for a while to get into those booths.
Mm-hmm.
And especially the Oculus and other peripherals like that nature. They're going to have huge queues.
And it's not just the booths either. It's also any of the panels. So one of the big panels I did last year, because I'm a huge Magic the Gathering guy, was the Sunday Magic panel, and that thing was ridiculously long.
Yes.
So if you go to a panel and it's one of the big name ones, as you guys say, be prepared to wait, but get there early. Because if you get there early, then you can go through the early part of the queue, not worry about the rest of the queue, because people are going to come after you there, so people aren't going to realise it.
Yeah.
You can get through. You can get what you want. Get the freebies early if there are any, and then you can get out and see the rest of the con.
Yep.
One of the ones we got caught in last year was we saw the announcement that one of the booths was giving away free headphones, and we thought, oh yeah, we'll pop down there and check that out. That queue was going to be about 2 hours before we decided, screw this, we give it up.
Yeah, like if you really, really want to queue or see a particular booth, my best advice is go straight there when the doors open. Get to the conference center early, and then go straight to the booth. Like Cards Against Humanity was a big one last year.
They sold out on like the first day, didn't they? Or something like that.
They sold out their first day stock really quickly, second day stock really quickly. They had almost nothing left on day 3, and that was gone in an hour, I believe.
I remember going there on day 3 after hearing all this buzz about it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go check it out. And then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the lines.
Why is there no queue around here? Oh, wait. Because there's nothing left.
Yep. So, yeah, Cards Against Humanity was a big one. As for panels, anything by Penny Arcade is going to be a long queue. Wizards of the Coast, if they do show up as well. Especially if they're going to do Acquisitions Incorporated. I hope they do, but there's not going to be any... There's no official word on that, so...
Well, given their current stance, they are moving out of some of the traditional big cons. They are moving towards the PAXs and the Comic Cons, and turning the GPs more into a con scene. So I would expect them to be there. And I'm going to call Aaron Forsyth out right now. Bring a vintage deck, boy. I'm taking you on next year, or this year. And I'm going to keep my perfect victory record against you.
Throwing down the gauntlet.
Yep, currently I'm standing 2-0 wins against him.
Yeah. Should we actually throw it out to there? Mike Rahulik is quite into the Pokemon, and particularly his kids are. Come challenge the league. Do it. Bring the kids.
We will crush them.
No, we won't.
These are the finest things in life.
Destroying the kids. Oh, no. This is...
It's fine.
So we're throwing down all sorts of gauntlets over here. So where were we? The official panels are, again, the big name publishers. If there's a panel you absolutely want to get to, and there's going to be a few, give it an hour. Go there about an hour, 45 minutes beforehand. Yeah.
The other thing to factor is, depending on where you're locating yourself, think about transport.
Oh, yes.
Last year we were staying out in the sticks, so for us to get into PAX was about an hour on the train.
Wow.
So this year we're actually staying much closer in. So if you can, stay close in, so it makes your transport easy, especially with Melbourne's change to the tram network, that the trams around their CBD are now free. If you can do that, stay on the tram network, do that. If you do have to stay out, just be prepared to get up early to get in there. And if you're staying out there, if you're staying out late, because there's lots of things in the evening as well, just factor in that you might want to be getting a cab from whatever train station you get off at. So don't stay out at Frankston. Don't stay at Dandenong. You're just going to absolutely kill yourself on no sleep if you do that.
Yeah. Last year, I actually stayed right in the centre of town. For me, it was get out of the hotel, walk 200 metres to a train station, ride the train, then maybe 200 metres down to the convention centre. It was excellent. This year, I'm actually going to be out in the sticks, so it's going to be an interesting experience. But it's, like, I know you don't want to be hanging around in the queue room all day because it feels like it. Like, the con doesn't start till about 9, 10-ish.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I always aimed to get there about 9:30 because I didn't want to stay in that queue.
Yeah.
I was like, you can go through. I'm not waiting for anything. You go ahead.
Yeah. But that's it. If you do get early there, look out for the green scarves because then you can actually challenge us in the queue.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah. I got a couple of challenges in there last year.
Okay.
One of which was actually my brother who used my own Pokemon against me. And somehow thought
There's no rules
would work.
against that.
Well, I had some Pokemon bred up. Like I had the Steel team initially last year before we changed around. So I had Pokemon bred up for that. So I let him borrow those. And then brought them up against my my electric team and I don't know what he was thinking. Like these are my pokes. I know what their weaknesses are. I don't know. All right. So get there early. Get into queues early. Basically be early for everything. What was the other big thing I wanted to say? I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden.
Power. Power is a good one, especially for us as leaders and also if you are going to challenge. Because as we know, DS batteries do not last forever.
Ooh, no.
So being at the first packs for me last year was a case of looking around for power outlets. And handily enough, the lounge does have outlets. Yes. But we also know the fun shape of the DS chargers.
That was a big complaint last year.
Yeah.
Yes. So one of the things I would highly suggest is if you have room feeling really, really awesome and plan to hang out in the lounge, bring a power board. Alternatively, if you can grab one of the third-party chargers like the rock candy ones, which instead of being going off to the side and blocking off any other point on there, those ones actually go vertical, which means on a 4-point power board, you can run 4 of those chargers on there.
Yeah. The power bricks at PAX, you could actually only put one DS charger on. It had, I think it was 2 or 3 points. But because of the ridiculous shape of the charger, you could only use one. The other option I would recommend is a portable recharging pack.
Definitely.
And we made good use of those, particularly in the league, where it's just a battery, you plug your DS into it, usually a USB charger, if you can find one. They're not easy.
There's a shop in Melbourne that sells them. I went there before PAX the day before last year and grabbed one.
Excellent.
Funny you should actually mention that. The rock candy chargers I was just mentioning, you can get those through your EB games and things. They also come with a USB charging set as well.
Nice.
The reason I know this is from hitting Gen Con this year because the standard DS chargers are not actually rated for 110 volts. So if you are planning on going to one of the US cons, please do be aware of that. You will blow your charger and or DS if you don't have an appropriate step-down transformer. The rock candy ones are actually rated for 110 volts, and they come with the USB cable as well, which is cool.
Yeah. All right. One thing from last year, actually, a lot of leaders did end up loading their various charging apparatus, be it batteries or their adapters to challenges. So if you need to, just ask the leader. Sometimes we can. If we're using it, then obviously we can't. There was one point I actually had a little kid attached to my backpack to charge off my battery while my DS was charging off the brick. So
that was a literal power pack.
Yes, it was. So, yeah, it's kind of weird having this a child attached to my baggage. Kind of weird. Hey, it's okay. He beat me. So he got a badge and a recharge.
Not a bad deal.
All right. before we get into the showdown battle, was there anything in particular you two wanted to throw out there as hints for new PAX attendees?
One thing that does strike me here is, I mean, obviously we talked about queues, we've talked about getting in there early, we've talked about hydration and snacks. Snack-wise, I would probably suggest staying away from fruit, because if you're carrying around the peel, that starts to stink through the day. Otherwise, finding a bin can be a bit of a tricky one. So dry snacks are your best kind of snacks. The other one is keep an eye on the event rosters. So you want to kind of try to plan your packs before you get there, but don't overpack your schedule. If you try to get to every single event, if you're going event, you're not going to see the con. That was my biggest mistake with Gen Con, was trying to do too much. Pick the 2 or 3 things that you really absolutely must do, and then just explore, because there's going to be so much stuff that you won't see on the event rosters, and you won't know it's there unless you go looking for it.
Yeah.
So especially if you're a first-timey, do that.
That's right. Especially walking around the show floor, there's stuff there, like you might look at the plan and you see a booth by, anyone really, and you don't think much of it, but when you actually get to their booth, they might be showing something really, really interesting. So yeah, don't overplan, and for the most part, you're going to just be going with the flow. So pick the big things you want to hit, and then just ride packs.
And I mean, as far as the actual league goes, you got to pay attention to our times as well. It's like an event.
Yeah.
You'll get a little card. It'll tell you all the details on it.
Yeah. There are daily meetups for the PAX Pokemon League. For the most part, though, if you're looking for leaders, head over to the handheld lounge. Again, look for the scarves. If a leader's wearing the scarf at any point where you see them, like, be it out on the show floor, the handheld lounge, one I actually got on the way out from a panel last year. Just hit us up, say hi, ask for a challenge. If we're wearing the scarf, we're open for takers. That said, yes, look at the card. Generally, there's one meetup per day. The Saturday one is, of course, the big one. Last year, I think we actually scheduled 2 hours for the meetup.
Something like that, I can't remember.
Yeah. But I actually spent most of my Saturday in the handheld lounge, just sitting down on a beanbag and just challenging everyone.
Most of us are usually there before and after as well, so just come whenever. There's always going to be someone there.
Absolutely. So,
especially because we've got a full league this year, so there should be always someone there.
Yep. A whole lineup of leaders, an Elite 4 and a champion. Actually, I think we're going Elite 6, are we?
From memory, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, no shortage of leaders for you.
Nope.
All right, then. So, while since this is an episode for throwing down gauntlets, let's throw down another one. Showdown. Whoops, that is not what you want to see. There we go.
What did he show you?
They just showed
your other tab to Fern.
I just showed them the title bar for the forums. You should visit our forums and our website by heading to paxpokemonleague.net. There's actually the reveals for the prime leaders going on right just now.
Smooth segue.
Absolutely. So I turned a big mistake into something productive. Oh no. If we move fast enough, we can sell that.
Okay.
All right.
Creative editing.
The showdown between KaKa and Powalen.
I'm scared. He's beat this team already. He showed me the badge.
Well, actually, this is a different team from last year. I didn't bring my Evolution team, considering I haven't got that fully reprogrammed in since Showdown decided to lose all my data.
Yeah, Showdown's good like that. This is what it gets for storing your teams in plain text. All right. So, on the left, we have Powalen's team, a Pinsir, a Caesar, and a Butterfree. On the right is KaKa with a Arcanine, a Breloom, and a Gengar. Now, let's start with Pow. What's your go for this team? What do you think, folks?
Well, this is 3 of the guys from my team last year, the Bug team. I just picked a bunch of ones that I like, so
That works.
There really wasn't anything other than that. Butterfree is my main guy. I always use Butterfree. And so I just built a team around that, really. Nice. That's my only strategy. Support Butterfree.
All right, now about your pokes, KaKa.
This team, well, it's a selection of a team that I had a challenge with my trainer down the gym because we talk Pokemon while we're working out, which is fantastic. And he threw down the gauntlet to me and said, best of 3, 6-on-6 singles, and it has to be the team you take through the Elite Four in Oras.
Okay.
So smart-ass little me decided, okay, well, I've just finished my living decks. Let's breed up a particular team just for this. So these are 3 pokes from that particular team. Unfortunately, one of those is really not legal anymore, which was Mega Salamence. And some of those are also things I don't want to reveal because they are kind of spoilers. And the other sort of thing, well, it's a bit of a niche sort of thing to cover certain elements of that team. So I just grabbed the 3 most generic pokes from that particular team, which basically do their job. So obviously, physical sweeper, special sweeper, and trick.
Nice. All right then. So when you two are ready, have at it.
Okay.
All right, let's go with.
All right. So opening up with a Butterfree and a Gengar. Very nice choice. This could be interesting. It's not going to end well for someone. I can tell you that already.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, what the heck? Sash, huh?
Sash.
Nice.
Oh dear, this is... Yeah.
Ouch. Yep, that's a life orb.
Yeah, that is a Life Orb Gengar.
Butterfree did its job.
That is what they do. They nuke face and then they just die. All right, the Caesar and the Breloom. I hate Breloom, by the way. I just hate it.
Oh, what's wrong with Breloom?
It's so annoying.
This Breloom was actually something I deliberately went right back to 4th Gen 4 to breed this one up.
Oh, really?
Yes, just a little bit. The poor little sucker kind of had to be bred with Bullet Seed. You can only get that in 4th Gen, which is a pain in the arse thing to do.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you actually have to get it from there because it's an egg move that only is compatible. Well, you can only actually teach it back then. It's an egg move through, so if you've got it, you're fine. But I didn't. So now the big question is which way you're going to go with this one, because that's going to be a pain in the proverbial. Your defense is going to be high. So I'm hoping that you're not going to... Yep, there we go.
Yep, well, he hasn't megaed it, so that's a good sign. Ooh, there we go. There you got to sleep.
Yeah, and my screen just died. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, quick. Win.
Jeez.
I might have to convert this to a single monitor here. Sorry, give me a second, guys.
Oh, I hate doing that. I cannot work with a single monitor these days. You feel so blind.
Yeah, I've been using a dual screen for a very long time, and this screen just... there we go. Power up again. We're fine. Okay, so you're still asleep, are you? Jeez, and you took 5 hits off that. Or 2 hits off that by the looks of it.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I will probably... Jeez. Okay, let's go again.
Yep. Now you got a crit, so that's good. Oh, hang on.
Oh, lucky.
Oh.
Yep, that'll take him.
Yeah.
All right.
The drone. Yes.
No.
Good old
Yes.
Intimidate.
I forgot about that.
Okay, let's go this way. You may actually get this one, depending how fast that little sucker is.
We'll see.
My tailwind's petered out, so I don't know. Let's just go all in.
There we go.
Balls to the wall.
No.
If only my tailwind was still up.
Can you say nope?
Yeah, he's a little bit of a badass.
Yeah. A lot of people just underestimate Arcanine.
But he just hits so hard, hits so fast, and is a wide range of actual moves. This one's actually running Wild Charge, Flambit, Let's Extreme Speed in close combat. So a little bit of attack.
All right. So congratulations, KaKa. Well fought. Well fought.
Good game, buddy. Good game.
All right. And I still don't know why Arcanine is yellow when it's shiny, because it looks awful. But anyway. That's just me nitpicking.
Could be worse. It could be pink.
It could be.
Actually, no, that'd be a good choice. If it was pink Arcanine, then, well, I know that might be something that could be useful.
Yeah, I'd rather a black Arcanine. But that's just me. Black and
So
white.
black with orange stripes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, black and white Arcanine. Yeah. So, all right. So, a bit of a plug. The next episode will be actually next week, and it won't be a regular scheduled episode. It will actually be a rules special for the upcoming changes. Both Prime and Australia will be using the same rule set. So stay tuned with that. It's actually going to be a bigger panel. We're going to have 5 of us actually on cam that time, if all goes to plan. Hopefully. Provided, nothing catches fire or anything like that. And that will be with some of the Prime leaders and admins. And while we're at it, we might just do a few reveals.
Reveals for Prime, though.
Oh, yeah. It's still too early to do reveals for Oz.
Well, we are still tweaking and shooting after all.
Oh,
I haven't even started building my team yet. Should really get on that.
You really should get on that, yes. Yeah, if you leave it too late, you're not going to have any time to fix any problems or things like with it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, so
worry too
I've been
much.
shooting myself. Discovered a couple of little things I wanted to do, tweak a few things around.
Mm-hmm. Or in my case, forget an egg move and have to rebreed an entire poke.
Done that twice.
Yeah. It's not fun having 2 egg moves on one poke when you forget one.
Especially not when you've just bred yourself a nice 6 IV, fully on shoot and everything else. It's like, missing an egg move.
Yeah.
In the bin.
Yep. I actually got lucky. The Pokemon that I had was 6 IV, but it was also female, thankfully. So that saved a lot of messing around.
Lucky.
And without spoiling anything, considering my team and my theme, that's pretty unlikely. The imbalances with some pokes are just awful. And I've been dealing with a 10% proc rate on females the entire way through.
It's bad enough breeding Eevees.
Yes.
If you need to borrow a Ditto, I can lend you a 6 IV Ditto.
Ooh.
Nice. But yeah, I got all my breeding done. It's all good. All right. So, with that done, I think we should probably start to wrap up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, definitely tune in next week when the special goes up for the new rules. It is basically everything's getting simplified. Like, the rules up to last year they had a few complications and a few things that were a little bit, not everyone agrees with them, but
Rules are rules at the end of the day. I mean, they're there to try to make it fun for everyone. I will admit there are some of the things the changes that I don't agree with either.
Yeah.
But, they do also potentially open up new teams, people. And we're a fun event. We're not a super competitive event, even though I will be a little bit competitive.
Yes.
Yes. So, but come along, have fun. At the end of the day, if you're not quite rules compliant, just ask, and who knows, we might say yes. Just if you're not bringing 6 Mega Mewtwo X, Y, Z, Cue Ball, I don't know, whatever's. Well, if you bring it that, I might just bring a whole host of really fast Dark types.
We did have someone who challenged a couple of the leaders with 2 Mewtwo's last year, and that was fine. But if your team's not completely compliant with the rules, for the most part, leaders we don't mind as long as you tell us in advance, so we're not, so we can.
Well, especially
because
I was the bug type leader, I didn't care.
Well, yeah, with you it was Mewtwo.
Basically, at the end of the day, just don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, Wheaton's Law, as it's called. Never heard that one.
No, I heard of it. I'm just trying to remember the other laws.
The laws of the internet, yes.
Yes, it's not Rule 34.
No. Don't
Google Pokemon with safe search.
We got to keep this family friendly. Oh, the proprietary is going to shut me down, and there will be no podcast anymore.
Yes, this is true.
We love you, Prop.
Yes, Rule 34 is read Wheaton's Law. That's right. Yes.
Yes,
yeah,
there you go.
Absolutely, absolutely
that
true.
is it. That is exactly it.
And Rule 35 is if it's not Wheaton's Law, then Wheaton's Law.
Yes.
Yep.
God love
I know how this works.
All right, then. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. And, of course, thank you to KaKa and Powalen for joining me.
You're welcome.
Yep. Anything to say before I pull the plug? Nope.
Don't give me Pax Pox.
Yes. Don't.
Achoo.
And of course, bring flamethrower when facing Phil.
Yeah.
Bring flamethrower when facing me. Bring it. Bring it.
Spoilers. Oh, that's.
I could have been reusing Phil's team from last year. You know, could be. We'll see.
Could be, but you seriously got the creep on there, so that was a bit worried. Okay.
On that note,
I'm going to turn the cameras off. Thank you for coming, everyone, and we shall see you next time.
See you later.